Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Rakakwadash. And I want to say Shalom, Kakanakwath out there, doing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson, and once again with another edition of What Does It Really Mean? Now, this one's dealing with the word froward, okay? Froward. And I guess, I'm going to try something different. Before we start, I want to see what Google gives us as it, right?
Froward.
Okay. Now, it means of a person difficult to deal with, or it can mean contrary, which is actually the closer to what it means. Now, let's see, what does froward mean biblically? It says in the Bible, froward, often used in the King James Version, refers to a person or spirit that is habitually perverse. It's pretty much spot on. Stubborn, rebellious, or contrary to what is right, righteous, or wise. It signifies turning away from Yahweh's guidance, a froward attitude, acting as the opposite of straightforward or obedient. Okay, so we're going to put that right up there on the back, right? And we're going to see how accurate this is as we go through. Now, I haven't done that before, but, just a thought, so let's see how that goes. So, froward occurs 21 times within 20 verses in the King James Version, which just like earlier with mischief, that means one of these says froward twice. Let's find which one that is, just for the sake of finding it. Let's see. Here it is, Psalms 18:26, and that one reads, "With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure, and with the froward thou wilt show thyself froward." Maybe we'll get a word. Maybe we'll get the word pure. I don't know. There's a lot of words. Let me let's add that in. All right, let's go over here. Go add in pure. What is purity, right? Let's add that in purity. All right. So, going up, we have Deuteronomy 32:20 as the first occurrence within the Bible, all right, of the word froward. We're going to scroll up and we're going to go ahead and read it. Let's see. We'll go from verse 15. It says, "But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked, thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Yahweh, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to Yahweh, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begat thee thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten Yahweh that formed thee. When the Lord saw it, he abhorred them." There's another word we should get, is abhor. Abhor. There's another good word. Find a lot of good words. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And here's the point of this, what we're getting today. "And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see that their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith." So what does froward mean? Okay, what does froward mean? Well, scrolling down here into verse, you see in verse 20, you go down here, and you're going to look at right here at the bottom, you're going to get the word froward, and it goes back to Strong's H84 and 19, which is this word right here, which is tapuka, all right, as it looks like it's, transliterated as. Let's hear it.
Strong's H8419, tapucha. Tapucha.
All right, so tapucha, not tapuka, but tapucha. All right, and it means perversity, perverse things. So going back to the Google search, and it says habitually perverse. All right, so already pretty correct. Yes, absolutely. So it says it's from H2015, which is the root word, which is hafak. All right, let's hear it.
Strong's H 2015. Hafach. Hafach.
All right, which literally means to overturn, to turn, or most importantly, to turn back. All right, to be perverse. And you know, to be perverse is essentially to turn your back from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? So it can mean to turn. Let's read all of them. To overturn, to overthrow, to turn, turn about, turn over, or turn around, to change or transform. And it doesn't say if that's in a negative or positive sense, but I assume it can be both. It says to turn oneself, to turn back, to change oneself, to be perverse, to be reversed, and so on and so forth. So let's actually go and see what Deuteronomy 32. So it actually doesn't yeah, so it doesn't actually have a the Brown Driver Briggs lexicon entry for Deuteronomy 32, unfortunately. So it's not going to give us what exactly the usage is. But really, if you go over here and it says, let's go back up to the scripture, and it says, thou art a very froward generation, okay, children of whom is no faith. So that would, you know, be perverse, okay, perverse. And if you look up what perverse or perverse, there's another word. Let me go ahead and add it up again. Is get the word perverse. Perverse / perversity. Okay, and those are other words that we need to get. But what we can do, what we can do is go and see really what is perverse. Now, this isn't going to be the full lesson, but it's a minor little mini one. Okay. All right, here in Numbers 22 and 32 is the first occurrence of it. And, you know, maybe we will just do it with this one. It says, and the angel of the Lord said unto him, wherefore how hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. I believe this is the one where... Yep. Balaam and the donkey, right? Yep. So, and they, I believe the donkey ended up talking, right? Yep. That's in verse 28. All right. So in verse 32, it says, and the angel of the Lord said unto him, wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. Okay. Another thing is that you shouldn't be beating animals like that. That's another, that's something you can take from that as well. You shouldn't just be beating animals. Now, there's certain cases where animals are put to death, but you don't just hit and hurt animals. All right. None of us really fuck with that shit. I don't fuck with that shit. I don't like it. I don't like it, a neglected animal, right? That's a quick way to make me want to whoop your ass. Now, I'll be circumspect and probably won't do it, but it's a quick way to make me want to. All right. So, perverse down here, you get Strong's 33 and 99. Perverse. And it means to precipitate, be precipitate. Which is usually, isn't precipitate, that's usually dealing with water, isn't it? I mean, if you go off of this one, it says done, made, or acting suddenly without careful consideration. To move rapidly. To throw violently. Go ahead and get the Johnsons and see what we get out of it. No. Headlong, hasty, rash. Hasty, rashly hasty. urge on violently, to haste. So to precipitate, ring out, also means, so it's only used for perverse once. So let's try to find another verse. Let's get Deuteronomy 32:5. It says, they have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not in the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation. So let's go ahead and see what this one means. Oh, different. Okay. Means twisted, distorted, crooked, perverse, perverted, which comes from the root word of akash. Okay. Strong's H6140, and it means to perverse, to twist, pervert, make crooked, prove perverse, declare perverseness, or declare perverse. But it means literally to twist, distort, and crooked, to be crooked. And it's, you know, you could call someone, you know, crooked. All right, that's perverse. Okay, that's all messed up within the mind. And the same thing with froward. Okay. Froward, not acting as according, right? Not acting to as, you know, accordingly as they should be acting. So, and you can keep on going with that. Let's go ahead and get another one of perverse. And really, I'll go ahead and I'll remove perverse from there because we're pretty much doing that as a little bonus. Froward / perverse is what I'll have to call this lesson. I'll put a reminder here. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. This is where I was at. There it was. Eat. 1 minute. Let me hear something real quick. Let me see something. Alright, no. I thought it was like there's a beat this is similar to. Anyway, block you. Let's see here. Let's try this one. Proverbs 28:18. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. Let's see what this one means. So a different word, aquas. To be crooked, distort, pervert. I hate it when it does this. We're trying to find, you know what? Here's how we'll do it. We'll make it easy. Unless the Blue Letter Bible doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, there we go. Literally. All right, from late 14th century, wicked. Okay, from Old French, perverse, which means unnatural, degenerate. Perverse, contrary. There you go. And from Latin, perversus, turned away, contrary. So, really, with the research that we've done, we found out it really means turned away from or contrary. And what does it mean to be contrary to? Contrary means to be exactly opposite in nature, direction, or meaning. So, you're contrary, you're opposite of what the rightful, you know, way is. Okay. So ultimately, that's what it means. So going back, let's reopen it. So it means turn away from, or contrary. Okay, right here, figuratively, I'm glad we came back. Turned away from what is right. All right, wrong, malicious, spiteful. Okay, the past participle of pervertere, which means to corrupt. There you go. So it means to literally to turn away from what is right. To turn away from what is right. So that's the definition of perverse. Okay, now we can continue on with the lesson. So it literally means to turn away from that which is right. Okay, so there's perverse, right? Now, froward usually means perverse, but we got a couple more definitions that we need to go through, right? So, as you can see, literally means to turn around, just as it said. So now we got another one. This is Psalms 101 and 4. It says, "A froward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person." So it shows you that wicked is synonymous with a froward person. A froward and wickedness go hand in hand because, you know, a wicked person is froward. They're turned away from the right way. Okay? They're, what did the other definition say? They are contrary to that which is right. So froward in this goes back to H6141. All right, with ikash, which comes from that same root word earlier that we got, which was akash, or come on now. All right, which was akash. All right, which means to pervert, to perverse, to twist, to pervert, to make crooked. Okay, in ways, in your ways, right? So in this one, it means distorted, distort, crooked, perverse, perverted. So really, I mean, the word froward and perverse are really the same thing. And again, what does perverse mean? It means to turn your back on the right way, to be contrary to that which is right. All right, lawful. All right, contrary to that which is lawful. And then finally, not finally, but yeah, we're missing one. What was this? Unless I closed out of one accidentally. I think that's it. Yeah, and then, yeah, so that's the lesson, pretty much. I might have accidentally closed out of one, but I mean, we pretty much already got to the point anyway with what it means, okay? It literally means to be turned away from the right way, all right? Wicked, all right? Contrary to the right way, all right? Contrary to what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai would want, all right? And the Lord wants you to be maintain a righteous lifestyle. So if the opposite of that, contrary, you'd be maintaining a wicked lifestyle, which shows you in Psalms 101 and 4 the two contrast. "A froward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person." So frowardness is wickedness. And why is it wickedness? It's because you're doing that which is contrary to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's will. Okay, he said go right, you decided to go left. You did that which is contrary, so you were being froward. Okay, you're being froward. So, again, they say a person or spirit that is habitually perverse, stubborn, rebellious, or contrary to that which is right or righteous. So it's turning away from Yahweh's guidance. So yeah, I mean, in a sense, it got it, but it really literally means, contrary to what is right. So contrary to what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai would deem as correct. And then finally, I did not get it here, so I wanted to get it here in the Johnsons. Froward means to peevish, ungovernable, angry, perverse, contrary to toward. So froward, it means away from. Okay, so that's what you could use it in the modern senses, is away from. Yeah. So ungovernable means, you're not gonna listen to the government of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, his rule system. You don't want to hear it. You're contrary to it. You're ungovernable, and you're really not, because the Most High can have anything happen to you, but you think you're ungovernable, so you don't listen to the Lord, right? And then you end up dying and then blaming the Lord that you died. It's ridiculous. So that's a lesson, just a little shorter one. How long do we end up going? 18 minutes, that's fine. Just a little shorter one. A little addition, all right, to the trove, all right, the collection of what does it really mean. So that's where we're going to close out. All right, Lord willing, it was edifying. Lord willing, the definition, all right, brings some understanding to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We're going to close out with that. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Dash. Shalom, you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.